We're ending here on a short but not particularly sweet note here with Arrow's Impossibility Theorem, a result named after famed and Nobel-winning economist Kenneth Arrow, which very broadly says that no election is perfect. All elections are compromises. Because a little bit more fairly, a little bit more accurately, what it says is that mathematically it is impossible for all of these election processes to simultaneously solve all four of our fairness criteria. You cannot get an election that is guaranteed to solve all of the majority, monotonicity, irrelevant alternatives, and head-to-head criteria. It can happen organically with certain circumstances, but it's not something that goes on for sure with any one of these methods. As we've seen, they can all fail one or more of these criteria for various reasons. And to be fair, I haven't seen the exact math behind Arrow's result here to give more context for how exactly it works, for what exactly it is that he proved mathematically, but we can see with our eyes and our examples that it makes sense, even though we'd like to think that we can build an election where the will of the people is perfectly and fairly and unquestionably represented. Obviously, that doesn't always happen. It's not guaranteed, and that's basically what he's saying here. And for our next section, we're going to look at what happens next. That with an election, maybe we get what we want, maybe what we don't. But after that happens, after that compromise is necessarily made, because all elections are a compromise. They're a compromise between some people getting what they want, some people not getting what they want, and everyone except for tyrants having to give up maybe a little bit, because the only truly fair government system is tyranny, fair in the sense of the person making the decision getting exactly what they want. But anyway, once that sort of decision gets made, the problem becomes, how do we define and divide power? And for systems like the American congressional system, that's a real question for how these things get divided up through a process that we're going to see in 13.3 called apportionment.